in Monterrey, Mexico. The round of 32 continues with the fourth of the tickets for the round of 16 set to be punched, and a match that we think on paper could be the most exciting of the bunch. It is the Netherlands versus Morocco as a wild World Cup day comes to a conclusion. Again, our fourth round of 16 match, we've got it for you here on the channel. It's the Dutch and Morocco from Monterrey. Hello again, everybody. Good evening, good morning, depending on which part of the world you have chosen to access us from. I'm Seth Eaves. Thank you so much for being with us. We even saved you the best seat in the house. Great matchup we think we have in prospect here between the Netherlands and Morocco. Two nations, of course, who are very passionate about their football, and two teams who have been pretty good this World Cup. Of course, the Netherlands have the unwanted label by many as the best nation to have never won a World Cup. They have a lot of stars and they have a passionate fan base. They're hoping that they can at least go to the round of 16 tonight. Meanwhile, Morocco, the Atlas Lions, they're ready to do what they did 4 years ago in Qatar when they made a Cinderella run to the semifinals, knocking out Spain and Portugal along the trail before losing to France in the semifinals. So, how did each team get here, you ask? Well, we're going to solve that for you. The Netherlands, of course, advancing by virtue of winning Group F. They picked up 7 points from a possible 9. Their first match was a 2-2 draw against Japan with goals from Virgil van Dijk and Crescencio Somerville. But the Dutch led twice, but the Japanese came back and got equalized twice, salvaging a point. In the second match, they hammered Sweden 5-1. 2 goals for Brian Brobby, 2 goals for Cody Gakpo, and another from Somerville. And then in the final match, just 4 days ago in Kansas City, they beat the whipping boys of the group, the whipping post of the group, Tunisia 3-1. A Shikri own goal along with Brobby and Van Hecke scoring. And that's how the Dutch have advanced. Their opposition, Morocco, they finished second, joint top in Group C with Brazil, picking up 7 points out of a 9, only losing the group on goal difference. They drew their first match with Brazil. Then a second-man goal from Saibari helped them beat Scotland 1-0. And then in the final match, a wild one in Atlanta, they beat Haiti by 4-2. And that booked their ticket into the round of 32. The winner of this match moves to Houston Saturday to face Canada. We're just about ready to get this one going. Our match referee is 44-year-old Wilton Sampaio from Teresina de Goiás, Brazil. He's been on FIFA's list of international referees since 2013. Of course, he officiated the opening match of this World Cup, and he was the one, you might remember, that sent off 3 players in that match between Mexico and South Africa. This is the 3rd time these nations have met overall, the 2nd time they've met at a World Cup. It was in the United States 32 years ago today. The Netherlands, they faced each other 3 times. The most notable one, 1994, 32 years ago today, where the Dutch won 2-1. Netherlands also winning their most recent match 2-1 in a 2017 friendly. Well, here is the team news. Let's start with Ronald Koeman's 5-2-3. Bart Verbruggen, Mickey van de Ven, Nathan Ake, the captain Virgil van Dijk, Jean-Paul Van Hecke, who scored against Tunisia, and the always exciting Denzel Dumfries. That's the back. The 2 in the midfield are Frenkie de Jong and Ryan Gravenberch, and the 3 in the attack are Cody Gakpo, Brian Brobby, and Crescencio Somerville. A very dangerous trio in attack for Koeman's team. Morocco go with a 4-2-3-1. Yassine Bono in goal. The back 4, Nosar Mazraoui, Shadi Riyad, and Issa Diop, and Ashraf Hakimi, the captain. The 2 midfielders are Ayoub Bougadi and Neil El Anoui. In the attack, Bael El Kudus, Azzedine Onawi, and Brahim Diaz, and Ismail Saibari plays as the lone Moroccan striker. Netherlands, of course, quarterfinalists in Qatar 4 years ago. Playing their second African nation in a World Cup. In this World Cup, as mentioned, beat Tunisia, Morocco playing their second European nation of this tournament, beating Scotland earlier. Paper tells us that we're going to have a pretty good one. Let's see if paper provides the truth in that. It is the Dutch and their famous orange should get us going from left to right as you follow along. Morocco will go from right to left. Throw in here for Dumfries. Netherlands have a good record against African sides. Also beat Senegal in 2022. The last time they failed to beat an African team at a World Cup was in 1990 when they drew in the group stage against Egypt. Meanwhile, Morocco, as we mentioned, a semifinalist 4 years ago. Of course, lost their last two matches to European nations in that World Cup, losing in the third place playoff against Croatia and the semifinal against France. As mentioned, one previous match with the Netherlands, June 29, 1994. It was in Orlando when Bergkamp was amongst the goal scorers in a 2-1 Netherlands win. Dutch runners-up 3 times, 74, 78, and 2010. Hoping to turn the screw this time around. Say hello to our good friend Christian Malley, who says he has no words for what Germany did. He hopes England does better. Wow, that is that last part there. Hope you're doing well, Christian. Hope you're on the recovery there. That is just it's not pleasant to read, but glad you are here with us. We hope we can provide you some temporary respite for a little bit as Mohamed Ouabi's Morocco side looks on. You got two great sets of supporters here. 3rd minute here, and the Netherlands have a corner kick. Virgil van Dijk, they're going to be aiming for him. Big number 4, the big man with a ponytail. They're going to look for the veteran captain. Maybe his last World Cup at age 34. Soon to be 35. Here comes the corner, and it's defended well by Morocco. So Morocco defends the corner well. Dumfries is going to try to give chase, but could not do it. Actually, it was not Dumfries. That was Gravenberch, who was trying to chase that. Morocco fans singing in full voice. Of course, Morocco trying to continue the burgeoning reputation of African football. They proudly carried the flag for the continent 4 years ago. And this year, of course, what a story. 10 African nations qualified, 9 made the knockout rounds. With Tunisia failing to go. Van de Ven goes down. And that'll be a... Actually, I think he actually committed a little collision there with Van de Ven and a sliding Neil El Ayanui. Ronald Koeman is the 63-year-old head coach of the Netherlands from Zandam. Could play as a defender and a midfielder. So that's why despite playing in defense, he scored 250 times in his career. And one of the stars of the Dutch team, of course, was a part of the great generation that gave the Dutch their one major international championship, which was at Euro 1988. Of course, he's won a lot, but hold that thought. Morocco come forward on the right-hand side. Here is a cross. That's too deep. There was really nobody in the center for that cross anyway. To finish up on Koeman, two-time winner in the he's won the Dutch League 3 times, twice with Ajax, and once with PSV. He's been underwhelming at some other big clubs. Could only manage a Spanish Cup when he was managing at Barcelona. Trying to take the Dutch to World Cup glory. All 10 times they've made a World Cup that's had a group stage, the Netherlands, they've reached the knockout stages. Of course, did not qualify in 2002, nor in 2018. Morocco, third trip to the knockout stages in their 7th World Cup appearance. Play it back to Bart Verbruggen. Morocco head coach is Mohamed Awabi, 49-year-old from Schaerbeek, Belgium. Somerville being, boy, had his jersey tugged there as the ball was trying to. Awabi was, his family supported Belgium, but they especially rooted for the Atlas Lions in the '86 World Cup. That's the tournament that Awabi said he fell in love with Moroccan football. But here come the Dutch. Oh, the shot not there. He's trying to play it back. Now the Dutch have it once again here with Somerville, and he loses out. Now Morocco have a chance to break. Bari, that was a big-time aggressive push by Van Hecke. This is getting a bit physical here. Dumfries on the right-hand side. Dumfries doing well to keep it in. And good slide challenge there. Morocco now able to put in another foul. This one by a push from Gravenberch. To finish up with Awabi. He does have an honor to his credit. Last year, he led Morocco's under-20 team to the under-20 World Cup. Now trying to do things with the senior team. So you've seen Bono will take free. Of course, he was in goal 4 years ago. Was great in that penalty shootout against Spain. 35-year-old who now plays his club football in Saudi Arabia for Al Hilal. And the one thing you'll notice this Morocco team, the 11 players who play the game, for example, the 11 players who were on the pitch when the final whistle blew against match night 1 against Brazil, if I have my math correctly, none of them were actually born in Morocco, and you count Bono in that as another foul. Bono born in Montreal, Canada. Bono was in the Africa Cup of Nations team of the tournament and won the Golden Glove in that competition last season. Earlier this year, was 2025, the tournament in 26 now. Sabayo is giving messages, and again, we want to tell you, he is not going to put up with anything. 3 red cards that he gave in the Brazil game, or in the opening game, I should say, between Mexico and South Africa, were proof of that. Morocco have it now here in We're in the 10th minute. Morocco now with Shadi Riyad. Riyad now to Neil El Ayanoui. Now Mazraoui. Gives it bound to Yassine. Morocco just has to get inside their own half here. We have played almost 10 minutes and we're still goalless. Here's a long ball over the top for Saibari to chase. Dumfries provides the defensive cover. And Saibari, I believe, is going to be called for a foul. Gianni Infantino is in attendance. I know that stuns you to hear that. He is going to do his darndest to make every knockout game, isn't he? Free kick to be taken just inside his own penalty area by the captain, Virgil van Dijk, who will give it back to Bart Verbruggen. Saibari, the first African player to score in 3 straight World Cup matches. 3 goals in the group stages. Now down goes Brian Brobby, and this is becoming a very physical game in the first 10.5 minutes here. This is really turning into a game, and this is where you've got to have a steady head as an official. See, as this time the collision was Brian Brobby lunging in on Issa Diop. Van Hecke just inside his own half. Now back to Virgil van Dijk. 12th minute. The Dutch have possession here. Here's okay, it's a good long ball. Probably to chase. Was pulled back just enough, and Bono made the save. Was just pulled back enough by Riyad defensively. Now Morocco coming through. Long ball up the right-hand side. Van Dijk, though, is going to get there and provide defensive cover like the ace that he is. One of the best defenders to ever play the game, some would say, many would say. And it would be hard to argue that. He has been immense, especially since signing many years ago with Liverpool. 2-time league champion, European champion with the Reds. Dumfries looks for a ball in. It's only half cleared away. Nahi, now Mazraoui with it back. We've played 12 minutes. Now back to Oanai. We are in the 13th minute. This is Yassine, a long ball left-hand side. No one's going to get there. I think it's going to be Verbruggen who gets it, who ends up covering it. Beautiful stadium in Monterrey, Mexico. A nice backdrop, as you see on your screen. It's obviously not a live shot, but it is a picture, and it is a very, very gorgeous view. You see on your screen there, we have now played 13 minutes. Still, we search for our first goal. Again, the referee, Sabayo, just making sure that everything is A-okay. Been a great start to this new expanded knockout. Of course, the first World Cup to feature a round of 32, 2 stoppage time winners, and a penalty shootout. Whistle, and now another stoppage, another coming together. This one between Riyad and Brobby. And referee immediately goes over to Brobby and says, "Can you please stop?" Morocco have possession. That was not a very good pass at all. It ended up going towards Ronald Koeman. Wouldn't have been a bad thing if he was your teammate and this was 1995, but in this situation, that's not the case. This is Van Hecke. Dumfries. back pass to Bart Verbruggen. Goalkeeper who plays for the Fighting JTs, as we call them, Brighton and Hove Albion. Dutch have not trailed, by the way, in this World Cup. Inside of their own half, Morocco being very compact. Oh, good job there. He's spinning away from his man. Now it's Van Hecke. Van Hecke with the pass. Now back to Van Dijk. Now here's Frankie de Jong. Into the attacking half go the Dutch with de Jong. De Jong now finds Van Hecke. Now back to Dumfries. Now it's Van Hecke, and now playing it all the way back to Verbruggen. Hecke, now back to Van Dijk. Morocco now starting to put a little bit of a high press on. This is where playing from the back can be a little bit difficult. Hecke, newest Tottenham Hotspur man. On ball right-hand side. Somerville chases it. Can Somerville get there? Good touch. Brobby! Oh, good. Last-ditch defending by Morocco. Was a bit squeamish. The flag was up anyway, though, so it's a moot point. But a warning sign for the Moroccans there. Somerville does well. It's actually Bono might have gotten a save there anyway. But again, a warning sign for Morocco at the back, and Ronald Koeman thought he had a goal. Meanwhile, Chadi Riyad is getting himself a new shirt. Born in Palma, Spain, represents Morocco, plays for Crystal Palace. He's had a good last couple of years, I'd say, with the South London club, winning the FA Cup in 2025, and then winning this year's Conference League. Holland breaking through with Gakpo, and his pass a little bit misplaced. Riyad has one goal for Morocco to finish up on hand. That was in a World Cup qualifier back in June of 2024 in a 6-0 win against Congo. Not Congo DR, just Congo. Congo DR will be a feature. We'll tell you more about what our upcoming World Cup schedule at the intermission, at the hydration break. Here is Van Hecke now with it for the Netherlands. Van Hecke trying to chip one. And then Brobby goes down and a little bit slow to get up. They cannot have that, can they? He's been what a revelation he's been, not just this World Cup this season, playing a major role in a big, surprising year for Sunderland of the Premier League. Black Cats are going to be playing European football this fall. It's a sentence you never thought you'd be saying, let's be honest. El Canoes with it. Allow El Canoes, the man who plays for Stuttgart in the German Bundesliga. Canoes now giving it up. Now El Ainaoui. El Ainaoui. Canoes. Good layoff here for El Canoes, but Van de Ven gets in front of it. It's going to be a corner for Morocco here. Everybody coming up for Morocco here. 20th minute. First major set piece for Morocco here from this corner. Kini, the captain, takes. That's a good delivery. That's a really good header, and that's a really good save by Verbruggen. Still alive here with Ainaoui. Tees up the shot for Bawadi, and it goes over the bar. But what a save at point-blank range by Bart Verbruggen. Ay caramba, indeed. Good flick up near post header by Diop. And Verbruggen had to show quick reflexes to make that save. Now Morocco coming forward yet again here with El Kudus, trying to lay it off. Foul. No foul. Here's a shot from distance and Verbruggen again. At full stretch to deny the captain Hakimi, who tries to get the Morocco crowd pumped up. Bart Verbruggen telling his defenders, don't have a cow, man. I'll help you get a save. So another Morocco corner. This time at the near post, it's headed away by De Jong. Chased back by Bawadi. Morocco, yet again, is Rowie. He's come a long way here. And here is Saibari, the main goal-scoring threat. Of course, Saibari plays his club football in the Netherlands for the champions PSV. Onawi now over to El Anui. His pass, not a very good touch. Netherlands trying to break free of it. Morocco going to keep possession here. Here is El Anui. Good cross, and that's over everybody. It'll be a throw-in for the Netherlands. Well, Morocco have peppered the goal a couple of times, but they have been denied by the sharp instincts of one Bart Verbruggen. Still, we play on here in a 0-0 game, and now we have now hit the hydration break, and you see there try to figure the right word. You see the orbit view of the stadium where this match is being played at. Ultimate Sports Media, of course, was with you earlier today for that thrilling game between Brazil and Japan. World Cup action on the channel continues tomorrow with 2 matches for you, as we'll bookend of 2 of the 3 matches. And once again, it'll be a 1 o'clock and 9 o'clock bookend. We'll start at 1 Eastern with Erling Haaland in Norway against the Ivory Coast. And then at 9 Eastern in prime time, Mexico taking on Ecuador. And then, of course, Wednesday, we've got a triple header for you. All 3 games Wednesday, starting with England against Congo DR at noon Eastern. Then at 4 Eastern, Belgium, Senegal. And then 8 o'clock, the United States of America in the round of 32 against Bosnia-Herzegovina. And we'll also have, after that, 3 more round of 32 matches scheduled. Thursday at 3, we'll bring you Spain against Austria. And then a doubleheader Friday, Argentina, Cape Verde at 6. And then at 9:30, Colombia versus Ghana. So that's what's coming up at the FIFA World Cup. So, as the round of 32 rolls along, 0-0 between the Netherlands and Morocco. 3 teams having already punched their tickets: Canada, Brazil, and Paraguay. More on that at halftime. We will have 25% of the round of 16 set by the time this match reaches its conclusion. Morocco out shooting the Netherlands 3-1. 2 shots on goal for Morocco, none for the Netherlands. Possession slight edge to the African side, 47%, 43% for the Dutch, and 10 in contest. And again, next stop, Houston for tonight's winners to play Saturday in the round of 16 against Canada. As we're ready to resume play here, Denzel Dumfries with the throw in. Here is the Dumfries throw. And Somerville trying to get ahead of people and get on the break on it. Laid back by El Anouilh. Oh, now plays it back to Riyadh. Now, Ayoub Bouadi. Riyadh. Now Onai with it. Touch back. Now back to Onai. Another collision. Oh, and that's a bit of play acting, I think, there from Van Hecke is in a collision with Onai. It's interesting. I wonder if the FIFA executives got in his ear or something, because the guy that had a very quick red card trigger, he has not booked anybody yet. He has stopped play a lot, but he has not booked anybody through 26 and a half minutes of this contest. So an interesting situation there. So Van Hecke goes, I think he gets caught. It's incidental contact. Jean-Paul Van Hecke turned 26 3 weeks ago. Of course, signing for Tottenham after a good stint with Brighton. He was their player of the year last season, of the 24-25 season. Scored his first international goal in the 3-1 win against Tunisia. Now here is Van Hecke. Now here is Somerville trying to play to Gravenberch. Couldn't do it. Now it's Morocco with it again. Bouadi, though, was dispossessed briefly. Long ball. Who's going to get there? Dumfries back there covering. Oh, a bit of a slip there. Morocco have it now with Onai. El Khanouch's corner. No one was there to meet it. The idea was useful enough, but not that, but still needed a little bit more. He was trying to go for Saibari. He was kind of being held back there by Ake. You give Ake credit for doing his job. Hard to tell which manager would feel the happiest right now. This has been a pretty even game. Of course, Morocco made the slight favorite in this match. These two teams separated by one spot of the FIFA World Rankings, if you're into that sort of thing. Netherlands in 7th, Morocco 8th. Here's Van Dijk. It's a top 10 clash. This is not a New Year's Six ball. It is the FIFA World Cup. 4 fouls for Morocco, 3 for the Netherlands. Achraf Hakimi tonight making his 100th appearance for Morocco. Second behind only Nabet, who had 115. Here is Dumfries. Now over to Somerville. Van Hecke. Now Van Dyke. Now Van Hecke in the attacking half. Now Dumfries tracks back Gravenberch. Now Van Hecke. Van Dyke trying to lift one, and it's too deep for everybody. It's going to be a throw-in for Morocco inside their own half. Clock about to hit 30 minutes. Half an hour gone. Netherlands fans the cowboy hat, and now they see themselves in the mirror, and they're very excited for that. Of course, everybody knows the Dutch fans, they have caught the attention of everyone in both the U.S. and Mexico for their passionate support, embracing the country. Everybody embracing the country. Of course, we said goodbye to Freddie today, which, if you're looking for the real bad spot of a German loss, Freddie. Here's Saibari, who's been set free in acres of space. Saibari now with defenders closing in, and Saibari loses possession of the ball. Then a push back behind and a freak into the Netherlands. Well, the Dutch were asleep at the wheel briefly there. No, you let Saibari get in that much space. 25-year-old who plays for PSV Eindhoven. Played for PSV Eindhoven, I should say, with the Dutch champions, but he's about to sign with Bayern Munich. The Eredivisie Player of the Year. The winner of 3 straight Dutch championships with the famed PSV. Van Dyke now to Van Hecke. Now Van Dyke in his own half. And now back it goes to Van Dyke. Now it's Van Hecke again. Okay, now back to Van Dyke in the attacking half. Gravenberch now over to Van Hecke. Hecke. Hecke now over to De Jong. Van Hecke. Good pass, right hand side, Dumfries. Van Hecke. Little chip here. Trying to dink it through toward Gakpo. And a late offside flag, so Morocco's going to have to take that, try to kick it again. They had one possession, were trying to kick it upfield when the flag went up. 33rd minute, reminder coming up at halftime. Just caught up on what else happened today at the World Cup, and I don't know, look ahead to the 3 matches tomorrow, as well as other things going on in the sports world. Long ball, left-hand side. No one's going to get there. It's going to go all the way back to Verbruggen. Long ball, right-hand side. Now it is Dumfries. Dumfries in the area, Somerville. Somerville loses possession. Dyke coming through, now gives it over to Dumfries. Dumfries looking for the pass, and wasn't a very good one. Throw in here for De Jong. From De Jong. He'll take it, give it to Van Hecke. Van Hecke, and there was, I think, a violation before the throw-in. Not sure what's going on there, to be perfectly honest. Having a whistle here. And are we having a VAR check for a foul? All right, whatever the deal was there, whatever the deal was, it got rectified, and we can all be thankful for that. Here is Van Hecke. Now Frankie De Jong. Dumfries. Away it goes. Give me a corner, actually, so the Netherlands will have a corner kick here. Will they have the big opportunity? Can they take advantage? 37th minute from the right-hand side. It's going to be Somerville to take this corner. Second corner of the match for the Dutch. Somerville was high. Somebody got a head to it. It was Dumfries who got his head to it. Over the bar, and I believe actually it came off of a Moroccan player last. So we're going to get another corner kick here for Somerville. So a big corner kick coming up here. They'll try it yet again, will the Netherlands. Somerville. That head missed everybody. Now De Jong. And, oh boy, Van Hecke took a shot to the head. He has some blood coming out the top of his head, and they're going to have to stop play, and he's going to have to leave the pitch. He suffered a pretty significant gash there, did the newest Tottenham man, Jean-Paul Van Hecke. And as Rowie looks on, again, no goals, but there have been moments here where you would, moments where each team has had chances to run, but lacking in that final third. So taking some time to enjoy themselves here. 90th minute. Waiting for play to resume here after that Van Hecke injury. Van Hecke is back up on his feet with a bottle, the Powerade bottle in his hands, and walking toward the bench. So that's an encouraging sign, if anything else. Ronald Koeman marking out instruction. Again, winner of this one, loser heads back home. Winner will head to Houston to play Canada in the next round, which will be on Saturday. One of two matches Saturday. The other one, of course, in Philadelphia, with Paraguay taking on the France-Sweden winner. Play resumes. Gakpo tried to get a good touch on it, but could not. Fumbled around, back of the midfield. Van Dijk hoofs it away to safety. Or hoofs it out of play. Not the safety was out of play. Morocco now will have a throw-in. Morocco fans are having a good old time. Another foul against the Netherlands. Boy, we have had a lot of fouls, it feels like, in this first half. Sampaio is trying not to get the cards out. I think he's realizing, this performance is telling me he realized he was maybe a little too card happy in the Mexico-South Africa match. Nai now back to El Canus. Nai. Back in possession now, gives it to Mazraoui. Nai on the left-hand side. Good pass. Look out. The pass is going to go out of play, though. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time at the end of this opening half. I'll go with it now on the right-hand side. Nye. Riyadh back with it. Inside their own half. Now back. Now playing it back. Hakimi looking on. Ashraf Hakimi, captain of the team. We just told you about the milestone tonight of cap number 100 for him. Now another good captain on the ball, Virgil van Dijk, gives up pass. Now he gets it back. And Hecke back on the pitch, which is good to see. Good chip ball. Trying to set Somerville in. Couldn't do it. Riyadh tries to clear it. Couldn't. Back forwards. Old Dumfries attacks it on the through ball. Dumfries, and couldn't get it away. Couldn't get it there. El Canus tries to head it away. Still a fight for. Gravenberch has it. Now it's Somerville. Here's a shot from distance. And Bono, I believe, got a hand to it. Mickey Van de Ven, well, that would have been a collector's item. He's only scored once in a Dutch shirt. It was last June in a qualifying win against Malta. And in his club career, he's only scored 10 times. He's a center back by trade. So Gakpo with the corner after the Bono save. Big chance here for the Dutch. Another corner. They've had a few of them here. Will they get the moment here before the end of this first half? Referee trying to make sure there's no funny business as they fight and arge and barge in the 6-yard box. Fourth Netherlands corner of the night. And now Riyadh goes down, and that's going to stop play again. Gakpo whips it in. Bono the punch, and there was a foul in the build-up against the Netherlands. Bono might have been fouled. He says, enough. Looks like Bono almost unintentionally punches Dumfries, or not Dumfries, Brobby in the face there. Some frustration amongst the Dutch players, it looks like. You gotta think that would favor Morocco. Seeing the Dutch a little bit frustrated. Through. Everyone's trying to stay in possession. Somerville, there's going to be 6 additional minutes at the end of this first half. You now see that on your screen. 6 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Here is Gravenberch, now back to Van Hecke. Now it's Ake in the attacking half. Chip it through. Can Sabari get that pass? Van Dijk away. Ball Gakpo trying to make. Again, Gakpo couldn't do it. Shots even at 3. Shots on goal 2-1. Each team has committed 5 fouls. So I was talking earlier about the foul count. The Netherlands have now upped it in possession, 51%. Morocco at 37 and 12 in contest. Morocco now trying to string together some passes. It's almost like they just want to get to the locker room, get to the dressing room, and talk things out. It'll be interesting to see what both these teams do with teams. Will we see a halftime substitution on either side? That could be interesting to watch. 86 degrees, 54% humidity in Monterey tonight. Defended well, but only for a split second. Now Morocco ran. Oh, and they had the pass, but it was too heavy of a touch from Saibari, and it's going to go out of play for a goal kick. Now it's Gravenberch. He lost out. Morocco trying to break. Great challenge, Van Ecke. The ball still loose. Now Morocco has it. Shot over the bar. Just a little too much on it from Onai. Azzedine Onai. Of course, using this World Cup as a respite after suffering a relegation with Spanish club Girona this season. Nine times a score for his country, most recently in a November friendly against Mozambique. Order of the Throne, along with the rest of his teammates, for Morocco's efforts in Qatar 2022. In the 24-25 season, he was in the Greek Super League team of the season, was player of the season for his club, Panathinaikos. And he actually is a Moroccan-born player, born in Casablanca. Morocco in possession one more time. 2 minutes of stoppage time left. El Khanis with it. Morocco still trying it. The ups in there. Now Hakimi goes down in a heap. And that's going to be another foul and a chance at a free kick here for Morocco before the end of the first half. So real chances. Hakimi He almost like he ran in himself into Van de Ven there. Sixth foul against the Dutch. 11th foul is hotly charged first half. Long free kick. That's a really good delivery. And Saibari nearly put it in. Oh, that close. It looked like it was the first header looked like it was flicked on by a Dutch shirt. No, I don't think it touched anybody. I don't believe this touches anybody. What a chance. So now here is the free kick. Now Netherlands running through. Now Dumfries, space. Can he get a pass in? Wasn't a very good pass. Bono makes the save, and that should take us to halftime, and indeed it does. So it's halftime in Monterey. Well, we've had some chances, but we have not had any goals as of yet through 45 in this round of 32 encounter at the World Cup. At the break in Monterey, it's the Netherlands 0, Morocco 0. Halftime activities coming up in just a second. As you follow along to Ultimate Sports Media's coverage of the 2026 Men's World Cup. Well, the championships Wimbledon started today, and you can watch select Wimbledon coverage on Ultimate Sports Media and our friends at Talking Tennis. But I bring that up because next week at Wimbledon, it'll be what they call Manic Monday. Well, today, the World Cup is having its own Manic Monday, with shout-outs to Susanna Haas and the rest of the lovely Bengals. This the third of 3 matches on this Monday, and what a day it was. Let's start with the first match in Houston, Brazil. Carlo Ancelotti's team against Japan in a spicy round of 32 tie. Japan took the lead, but Brazil scored 2 goals in the second half. The winner in stoppage time from Gabriel Martinelli. Brazil 2-1. Japan add another one to the list of misery, of pit of misery defeats for the Blue Samurai. They have played 5 knockout matches in their World Cup history. 2002 lost as a co-host to Turkey. 2010, a penalty shootout loss to Paraguay. 2018, blew a 2-0 lead, lost 3-2 to Belgium with the last kick of the game. Blew a lead against Croatia in 22, lost on penalties, and now today. Heartbreak beyond heartbreak for the Japanese. A tough break, a very good team that probably deserved better than a round of 32 exit, but the draw's set up that way, and Japan goes home, and Brazil moves through in the round of 16. One giant powerhouse survived against the plucky underdog. Another did not. For the third straight World Cup after winning it in 2014, it is an early exit for Germany. Stunned today in Boston on penalties by Paraguay. The team who, of course, made a Cinderella run, if you will, to the quarterfinals in 2010. Well, today, they win it in penalties. It ended 1-1, the match itself. Paraguay winning a dramatic penalty shootout. They move on to play the France-Sweden winner, while Germany go home. They won the World Cup in 2014. They have not been to the round of 16 since. 2 group stage exits, and now a round of 32 exit. Again, 3 matches tomorrow, 2 on our channels. The day begins tomorrow's triple header day. Tomorrow's triple header day at the World Cup begins at 1 Eastern. It also begins our double header day in Dallas with Cote d'Ivoire taking on Norway. That's at 1 o'clock. Then at 5 o'clock, the action shifts to New York, New Jersey for France versus Sweden. That could be a very high-scoring affair. And then back south of the border to Mexico City at 9 o'clock for Mexico and Ecuador. We'll bookend, just like today, we'll bookend everything for you. Ivory Coast, Norway, and Mexico, Ecuador on our World Cup doubleheader day tomorrow. And just now getting this message here from our producer-in-chief, our boss, Matthew Owens, who makes an interesting point. But apparently there has been an increased police presence around these teams tonight and in watch parties overnight in the Netherlands because there has been a lot of trash talk. Perhaps this explains a lot of the physical play that we saw in the first half. There's been a lot of trash talk with Dutch players saying most of the Moroccan players live in Holland and aren't good enough to play for the Netherlands, so they choose to play for Morocco. It's led to a lot of tension in the Netherlands with the Dutch and Moroccan communities. Stay tuned. We've got the second 45 from Monterey. On the flip side, it is the 2026 Men's World Cup. Also, one other note, upcoming sports events, NASCAR on Ultimate Sports Media rolls along Sunday night at 6 Eastern with a return to Chicagoland Speedway. So, hope you'll join us for that. Second half coming up between Netherlands and Morocco at the 2026 Men's World Cup on Ultimate Sports Media. ready to start the second 45. Netherlands and Morocco as Morocco kicked the ball out of play. Again, just like every other knockout match, if the match is goalless after 45, if the match is still goalless after 90, we'll play two 15-minute extra time periods. And if that doesn't get it done, it goes to penalties. We have to have a winner tonight on this, what has been as we just said, a manic Monday at the World Cup. Ronald Koeman's men. Matthew Owens with a very classy message to Mr. Malley. So here is Van Hecke with it. Again, the winner off to Houston to play on the 4th of July against Canada. Canada beating South Africa the first knockout match yesterday. Ake chips one. It's off here, and Netherlands going forward. Dutch are going from right to left in their orange shirt. Morocco left to right, and a foul. And here is the first yellow card of the night. It comes a minute. It comes 100 seconds. Or 80 seconds, I should say, into the second half. And it goes on Issa Diop, 29-year-old, born in Toulouse, France, who plays for the Premier League club Fulham. Actually represented France in his youth days, and in 2016 won the European Championship with the under-19 team. So now a Netherlands free kick. Somerville. Loft one into the area. Headed again. Another header. That was headed back to goal, but Bono ends up catching it with two hands. So now here's Morocco. Pass now here. Morocco with a chance, left-hand side. Onai with it. Oh, good dummy. Hakimi. And Bouati curls one. But it's not a thing of beauty as it goes nowhere near the goal from Ayoub Bouati. 18 years of age, born in Senil's, France, plays for Lille in the French flight. Became one of the youngest little players to start in a Champions League match 2 seasons ago in the league phase against Real Madrid on his 17th birthday. Lille Ultra is saying, of course, he after a great performance, had many plaudits, many people praising it. The Lille Ultra is saying, Joyeux anniversaire, which is French for happy birthday to you. He also won the 4th eloquence competition for French football academies at the Élysée Palace back in June of 2023. That's why you listen to Ultimate Sports Media, because you never know where you're going to get all these nuggets of information. Riyadh with it for Morocco. 4 minutes in to half number 2. Bruce Andrews is with us. Happy to have you with us. He says he can't believe that Canada is waiting for the winner. Well, believe it. Jesse Marsh and his men making history with that win yesterday, the first knockout win, first point earlier in the tournament. Building off that disappointment of Qatar 22. And Jesse and the Canadians now get set again for the winner of this one. That'll be Saturday in Houston. Riyadh with it now for Morocco. Now Bouati. El Ainawi. Pass here. Bari, now it's Hakimi right-hand side. Hakimi The low pass. Now going to get it back to Anai. Oh, good cut move here. Anai. Pass in. Diaz. Brahim Diaz. Couldn't really get a good touch on it. Does come all the way back out there to Anai. Now it goes to Akimi again. Right hand side. Now Onai. Little 1-2 now between Anai and El Canus. El Canus now back to Anai on the right hand side. Anai thought about a cross. Now thinks better of it. Gives it back to Hakimi. Hakimi now passes it off to his left side and Riyadh. Riyadh now back to Mesraoui. Morocco still trying to keep possession. Illinois, they've done a good job of that. A little bit of press from the Dutch, but still Morocco have possession. Here is Ashraf Hakimi. El Canus. Now, Brahim Diaz. Nye went for the pass, blocked. Dutch trying to play a little head tennis back and forth. Bravi, then Gravenberch, then lost out, and now here come Morocco again. Oh, a good ball in here. Chance maybe for Ashraf Hakimi. You hit the bar. Closest chance either way. Might have been a toe offside anyway. The captain rattles the frame of that goal. And the Dutch have dodged a bullet. Six shots on goal for Morocco, 4 for the Netherlands. On target, 2-1 in favor of Morocco. Atlas Lions fans still having just a grand old time, and why wouldn't they be having a grand time? Netherlands win possession back. They've got a real opportunity, maybe? No. It's Hakimi way well. Hakimi dispossessed though by Somerville. Somerville dancing through. Down he goes. Dutch players want a foul. They don't get it. Then another foul committed by Netherlands player right back, which leads to frustration. As I said at the end of the first half, this is a Dutch team that is starting to look rather frustrated about how things are going. So now Morocco have the ball here with Brahim Diaz. Morocco left-hand side. The pass now, Onai with it. Now it is Ashraf Hakimi. Now here comes Diaz. Diaz now to Onai. Onai. That's, oh boy, rough tackle, but no foul. Gakpo trying to lead the break. Left-hand side now. Can he set a man free? Gakpo is the one who has it. Now it cuts to his right, does Cody Gakpo. Gakpo trying to chip it in. Too far. And it will be a goal kick for Morocco. Bruce says World Cup soccer is on the map now. Canada, it most certainly is. It'll be interesting to see what they do against the winner of this game. Now Hakimi is in here. Here's a chance for Ashraf Hakimi. Big tackle from behind. Big decision. Referee never hesitated. No penalty. Hakimi was in behind. Great job by Van de Ven. And he does get a little bit of the ball there. That's actually a pretty good challenge. Now Brabi's in behind the Moroccan defense. Surely he's offside, and the flag is up immediately. Oh, this is getting fun. Gianni Infantino and a whole host of dignitaries in the fancy seats. '57th minute now. Nye. Now here's Brahim Diaz. And Van Hecke in the way. Morocco with possession in the attacking half now. Here comes Brahim Diaz. Now here is Ashraf Hakimi. Hakimi, that's a good little 1-2. Connection there with Onai. Back now to Hakimi on the left-hand side. Now Bouati. Bouati now to Onai. Diaz, now it's Onai again. Onai, long ball, diagonal ball left-hand side. El Khanous has it now. El Khanous. Tried to loft it in. Headed away by the Netherlands. Morocco now keep possession. Win it back, though, is a hopeful low scupper from distance from El Khanous that is easily covered by Verbruggen. We approach the hour mark in this one. Still searching for the game's first goal. Now here is Gakpo for the Netherlands. Gakpo lifts it in, headed away. Robbie's in there. There's a shot. That one's blocked as well. Brave defending by Morocco. Good defensive challenge though by Frankie de Jong. De Jong now to Gravenberch. And loses out. Man, this is getting good, folks. Again, not that it wasn't already, but it's really starting to pick up now. Morocco looking on, nearing the hour mark. Morocco coach Ahmed Ouabi barking out in an instruction of some kind. Now here comes Brahim Diaz from Morocco, right-hand side, and Diaz gets dispossessed. Nye with it. Now here is Hakimi now back to Onai. Hakimi. Dutch have not lost. This is quite the statistic. They have not lost in their last 15 World Cup matches. Stat that sounds kind of weird, but then you look at it. At their that 2014 game, it lost in 90 minutes. 22 penalties, but here come Morocco on the left inside, running towards the byline. De Jong had to cover defensively, and it's a corner kick. And with Saibari doing all the running. So a corner coming here from Morocco. We have just hit the hour mark. Flick to the near post header, and it goes just wide. Wait till you got the final touch. I think it was a Dutch shirt because they're lining it to take the corner again. So Morocco going to take this corner again. Here comes the corner, whipped in, and goes out of play. And again, it was deflected away by a Dutch defender. It was Dumfries back there. Now Hakimi comes in. The corner near post, and again, they go for the short near post. And again, the Dutch have a man back there to clear it behind for another corner. Frankie de Jong again doing defensive work. At some point, if you're Morocco, do you just think maybe we should just try something different? Maybe they had this really good training ground idea, but you know, it's worth it if you're going to keep doing this. Well, they do go different, and maybe that's why they didn't go. I can hear the Rockets saying, this is why we do not do that, because it went well over. Nobody was close to that one. I only know Victor Wembanyama could have had that one. So here is Van Dijk. Slice defended there. Now long ball, old boy, ball in a dangerous spot. Somerville trying to get there. No foul. Bravi trying to win it back. Couldn't. Morocco away. Well, that was very dangerous for Morocco, and they were almost meant to pay for it. About to go into the 65th minute here. Kick here for Bono. Ball. Here is the goal kick. There now, play over to Van Dijk. Rugged boy, what kind of a ball was that? Very good one. Canada awaits. Jesse March and his backroom staff have a very good eye on this one. You better believe that. Neither team made a sub at halftime. Still, neither team has made a substitution, so we are waiting for that. For that substitution. It goes down. Now here is Ashraf Hakimi with it. Again, World Cup tomorrow here on the network. Doubleheader day on the network tomorrow. Once again, we'll bookend the games, except the roles will be reversed. Yep, today it was Matthew Owens early and Seth Eaves late. You just flip-flop back for tomorrow. Yours truly will be with you early at 1 Eastern for the Ivory Coast Norway match. And then Big Mo's back at 9 with Mexico and Ecuador. The Latin America showdown is one of the three hosts. Canada's already done their business over to Mexico and the U.S. to try and continue to make it a great World Cup for the three host nations. Here, this is Illinois. They pass back. Bono in the goal. Win possession again. Okay, right-hand side. Finds Somerville. Then Somerville loses out. Clock showing 67 minutes as you see on your screen, and I believe we're heading for the hydration break. Hydration break, now giving us a chance to, again, update you on this wild World Cup day. What a day it's been, and it is not over yet. Netherlands and the Morocco. The Netherlands and the Morocco. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. If Matthew heard that, oh, God. Yeah, the Morocco. Oh, Lord. Winner to move on to the round of 16. And now, these teams going to make substitutions here soon, you would imagine. And make that little change that could be the difference in advancing to the round of 16 and going home. '69th minute to the 70th minute. A reminder that this fall we've got college football coming your way once again, a new season starting. First Saturday of the year, September the 5th, Saturday night, Clemson and Louisiana State. And if you think that's a great atmosphere, wait 2 weeks. We'll have Lane Kiffin's return to Oxford as LSU plays Mississippi. NFL action as well. We've got that Wednesday night kickoff game this year. Do not forget. On the 9th, I believe it is, with the Super Bowl rematch, New England and Seattle. Then you got the 49ers and the Rams in Australia. The other kind of football will be here before we know it. As we get back to the screen here, it looked like that the Dutch were making substitutions. We're being set to make a couple of subs here, so we'll see if that is indeed the case. Looks as if it's going to be a couple changes here. Indeed, it will be 2 changes for Ronald Koeman. Wout Weghorst, who, of course, scored those 2 massive goals, had that big moment against Argentina 4 years ago. And also coming on will be 10 Koopmeiners. And Nathan Ake is the one that makes way for Koopmeiners, 28-year-old Juventus man. Weghorst, who this past season was playing back at his homeland with Ajax. 14 times he scored. Brian Brobby, the one that comes off. 33 years old is Wout Weghorst. He has played at a lot of different clubs. AZ, Wolfsburg, Burnley, Besiktas, Manchester United, Hoffenheim, Ajax, and now he's on his way to FC Twente, where he just signed 2 days ago. He's going to be reunited with Erik ten Hag, who is the technical director for the club from Enschede. We're trying to get onto that, and Verbruggen will get to it. So Koeman makes Koeman the one that blinked first. Now Somerville gets onto a long ball. Oh, but he stumbles. Still might be a chance, and Cody gets. They mob. The whole team comes out onto the field to mob the injured Dutch player. Somerville took a big hit, and Cody Gakpo. Well, maybe it's not an injury. It's a very emotional Cody Gakpo. What a moment for Cody Gakpo as he has given the Netherlands the breakthrough goal with less than 20 minutes to go. It is a heartbreaker for Morocco. And of course, Cody Gakpo, who just very recently announced death of their unborn son. See, I thought there was contact and injury because I couldn't tell which player it was. They were mobbing, and then I realized, well, it was Gakpo. And one of those more than sports moments. Just had to be him, didn't it? Just had to be Cody Gakpo. The emotion for the Netherlands, and now they're on the run looking for a second. Now, Morocco, do they have anything left in the tank? No, they will. Or will the Cinderella story from 22 be out early? By the way, 6th World Cup goal for Gakpo. Johnny Rep has the most in a Dutch shirt with 7. Cody Gakpo. Now, Brahim Diaz. You have me thinking it's a whole lot of Morocco attacking now. 75th minute. Morocco has a sub set to come on at any minute. Hakimi has the ball. The sub set to come on is Anas Salah Eddin. Nye with it. And down he goes. So a foul and a free kick here for Morocco. Here comes the sub. Shadi Riyad's number comes up, and Anas Salah Eddin, 24-year-old, who this past season played at PA. on loan from Roma. Of course, has also played for Ajax and Twente in the Eredivisie. Played in the Dutch youth system. So, to your point about the Netherlands and Morocco, a little feistiness of this. There's another layer to it. Bouwadi now with it here for Morocco. Hakimi. Pass is stolen away, and now the Netherlands trying to hit on the counter-attack, hoping Morocco left enough spaces open, but they did not. Issa Diop with it now. The last 26 World Cup games, when the Dutch score first, they've won 21 of them. Mind you, one of the 5 draws did come in Dallas in their group opener against Japan. Nye. Wadi, and now a foul. Is going to be a free kick for Morocco. And the referee wants the free kick to be taken very quickly. Here is Bouwadi now over to Nye. Nye laying it off. Nye. Good first touch. He'll try to work it out there with Elanui. Now Bouwadi trying to chip it in, and good defensive header there by Van Hecke. Boy, he has been everywhere tonight. It'll be a throw-in, I believe, though. Wasn't quite. Oh, it was a corner flag. So it will be a corner for Morocco. Onai to take it. 77 on the clock now. 7th corner of the night for Morocco. Flicked on at the near post. Back in. Orange shirts did a job defensively. Here's the substitute. Salah Adin with a shot, and that one gets blocked. Netherlands now on the verge of going back to the Lone Star State. Already played one match in Houston, but here's a cross. Oh my goodness, what a collision there. No penalty. Both players get the worst of that, I would say. Saibari and Dumfries. News with the strike, with the cross. And then it should be a goal kick for the Netherlands. Here is Dumfries. He's had a pretty good solid night, as you would imagine. 2 more subs set to come on from Morocco. Samir El Mourabat and Jassima Yassine, who were also club teammates at French club Strasbourg. Raheem Diaz going off for Morocco. Trying to see who the other one that comes off is. It's going to be Bouwadi. El Mourabat's a 20-year-old born in Strasbourg and plays for that team. And then Yassine, 20-year-old from Salon de Provence, France. Part of that Under-20 World Cup with Morocco last year. Scored the final goal in that 4-2 win against Haiti, did Yassine. El Mourabat with the ball through. The foul here. Down goes Gravenberch. And referee now looks over and says, stop play, as he looks to be suffering a serious knock. But what a moment just now. You can only imagine what's going through Cody Gakpo's mind. Dutch fans cheer. Everybody else, though, gathering around Gakpo in an emotional moment. Emily on hand. Can't write this stuff, man. Has he sent the Dutch through to the World Cup's version of the Sweet 16? And a date with Canada Saturday in Houston. Birch will slowly jog off now. Netherlands still have 3 more changes they can make. Morocco have 2 more they can make. Elmore bet now. Morocco's 7th in the FIFA rankings, the Netherlands 8th. This has been about as tightly and evenly contested match as that those rankings would bear out, but it's the Netherlands who have the edge where it counts. Mazraoui. There's a good ball in through. Can he find him? Man, couldn't find Yassine couldn't, or should I say Yassine just couldn't get there. And easily done in by Verbruggen. Somerville trying to get on to the end of a long through ball. Morocco running forward. Time started to become an issue. Clock just hit 82. Right-hand side, it's Yassine with it. Yassine trying to spin away. Now it goes back to El Morabat. El Morabat, low through ball. It is cleared. Miners doing the job defensively. Netherlands have possession. They're going to start a counterattack. Here's Gakpo. And his pass couldn't quite get to Gravenberch, who stumbled a little bit in the process. So Morocco now are back in possession. Another Dutch substitute is set to come on. Couldn't make out the number, but we do see who it is behind. Here is El Morabat. El Nui. Now it's Yassine. Now Hakimi. Now here to El Morabat. He'll try to chip it through, but no one there to get it. Easy for Verbruggen, and he'll take his sweet time with it. Somerville getting on the end of a long ball. Somerville pulls down. I think there was a whistle. I think he committed a foul with the build-up. Dutch player getting ready to come on the next change. It's going to be number 26, Quentin Timber. 24-year-old who plays for Marseille. Signed with them in January from Feyenoord. Was the FC Utrecht Player of the Year. Scored in September in a qualifier against Lithuania, did Timber. So he is set to come on. Though he didn't come on just now. Back to De Jong. Now the Netherlands running through on the right-hand side. Dumfries, good pace. Try to tee up Weghorst. Not enough weight on the pass. Go have it now. More bet with it. Good touch. Now it's Saibari. Off and running left-hand side. And runs right into the wall of Virgil. Virgil van Dijk. He's as good as they come on the planet, folks. And gets an enthusiastic response from his goalkeeper, saying, "Thank you." Ballon d'Or runner-up in 2019 was Van Dijk. It is a double change for the Netherlands. It's also a change from Morocco. Jorel Hato, man on the books at Chelsea, is also coming on. The Morocco change is the end of the race for El Kudus, his race run, as well as Anais. They make their last two changes. On the Dutch side, the race has been run for Gravenberch and Van de Ven. Soufiane Rahimi, who plays for the United Arab Emirates club Al Ain, is going to come on. Scored in the Haiti match. And also going on is Shemsdeen Talbi, 21-year-old who plays for Sunderland in the Premier League. We've already mentioned Timber. The other guy is Jorel Hato, 20 years of age, plays for Chelsea in the Premier League. So Morocco's out of subs. The Dutch have just one left. We're in the 87th minute. Ball went out of play off of a Dutch shirt. Morocco with a throw-in. Here comes Frankie de Jong. Weghorst running through. Weghorst trying to weave through defenders and couldn't do it. Oh, it's a good slide kill there. Now trying to give it up for Hato. Now it's Gakpo with a lot of space in the area. Gakpo. And blocked out of play by Issa Diop, who's put in a good shift tonight for the Atlas Lions. 88th minute. Hoop Miners with this corner. 5th corner of the night for the Netherlands. You can't imagine they're going to do anything overly crazy with this corner. Offs it in. And it's going to be headed away. Hato. Let's scoop it back goalwards and out of play it goes. Bono will have the goal kick. Clock about to hit 88 minutes. Time winding down on Mohamed Ouabi's Morocco. There's going to be a fair amount of stoppage time. We do know that. Here is Yassine. Playing it through. Now over to Rahimi. Rahimi. Morocco with a player down. Rahimi. They still play on. Hakimi's saying, "Why aren't you blowing the whistle?" And they finally do, as Saibari is still in a considerable amount of pain on the floor. Hakimi is mad at the referee saying, "Why did you wait so long?" Oh, God almighty. That's a good tackle from behind for a 2-yard loss. Well, if this football thing doesn't work out, this version of it for Jorel Hato, perhaps he can come stateside and try his hand at the NFL with a tackle like that. Good grief. Who played back now to Bono? We are in the 90th minute. Morocco running out of chances. Issa Diop. Hakimi. Elyanui. Diop. Diop again. Through. ball through. We have now hit the 90 minutes. 6 additional minutes. Header! Go! It's a Diop! Morocco, not yet out of magic. Can you believe it? Another twist on this Manic Monday at the World Cup. My gosh. Morocco have saved themselves. From Talby. And what a header. And for Issa Diop, not a bad time to score your first international goal. Virgil van Dijk, disconsolate. Joy and exaltation for Morocco. Would you believe this? Another stoppage time goal. Now Morocco thinks maybe they can win it. El Morabat. Dispossessed though. Now running forward here. Timber goes down. And brave defense from El Anui. Ronald Koeman. What's got to be going through his mind? He was about 6 minutes away from booking that flight to Houston. Now he's had to put it on. Now he's had to put a trip to H-Town on hold. And Morocco have new life. Free kick, though, for the Netherlands. Watch for Weghorst in these situations. Coop Miners is going to deliver. You know Weghorst is going to be a marked man. They loft it high. Van Dijk, nothing on the header. It goes out. Bono has it, and it will be a goal at Morocco. And he was hustling as if to say, hey, let's try and win this sucker. And again, extra time could be needed for the second time today. We're about to get 30 more minutes in Monterey. Heads go up. They bounce forward now. Rahimi can only get as far as Heke. Can Dumfries chase? Dumfries does well. No, foul on Dumfries. It might have been offside. Morocco now come through. Left-hand side. Trying to get in the penalty area. Sabari there. That wouldn't go. Do the Dutch have a chance? Oh my gosh, they got space here. This is Dumfries. Now space. Somerville. Chance for the Netherlands. Oh, great last-ditch defending by Mazraoui. Now it goes to Sabari. 20 seconds left. This is Hakimi now on the right-hand side. Yassine. Good pass. Not good enough though. Gakpo. And now a big-time collision now with... It was 11-on-11 crime there. Sabari and Gakpo. We've had the 6 minutes. Now there might be a little extra added because stoppage time just started when Morocco scored that goal. So there might be an extra 45 seconds to a minute here. Verbruggen sends it a long way up the pitch. Bouncing around. Out of bounds. Whose ball is it? Going to be the Netherlands ball. It's going to be Dumfries with it. Here is the long throw. Morocco have the spaces covered, though. Good job there defensively. Here comes Frankie de Jong with it. There's not going to be any more time. 90 minutes plus, not enough. Extra time in Monterrey. An emotional moment for Cody Gakpo. Led first goal, and they were mere minutes away from winning. Only to have Issa Diop save the day for Morocco. Extra time on the way from Monterrey. Netherlands won. Morocco won. An incredible ending to normal time. And now 30 more minutes on the way. Seth Eaves, delighted to have you with us here. As the late, great Keith Jackson would say, this day at the World Cup has been a 3-whoopee day. Incredible. incredible drama. And again, if you are new or you don't follow this sport all that much, or you forgot or do not know, a reminder of, just a refresher, a one-time refresher of the extra time rules. 2 15-minute periods. Then after the end of the 30 minutes of extra time, if the match is still tied, it will be penalty kicks to determine who goes to a penalty shootout. So here we go. Some Mexico fans in the crowd taking in this incredible World Cup day and this incredible World Cup scene. Netherlands in orange, Morocco in white. Both goals came in the second half. Gakpo for Holland. Issa Diop for Morocco. It will be the Netherlands will get us started. They'll go from left to right as you listen in this first half of extra time as Weghorst almost got suplexed to the ground there. Morocco will go right to left. They're wearing white. The white shirted Moroccans, the orange shirted Dutch. And again, if my math is correct, I know it is with Morocco. But oh yeah, as a reminder, you do get an extra sub for extra time. So Morocco can make one more. The Netherlands can make two more changes. And now Salah Ad-Din with it. Now Talby trying to chase. Dumfries heading it away. El Yanui now gives it to Rahimi. Jesse Marsh, I'm sure, will not mind one bit these teams playing an extra 30 minutes. His team winning, playing a day earlier anyway, you just know there's going to be a lot of the line. They're going to be enjoying it here. Weghorst goes down. It's been an emotionally, physically, mentally draining game to begin with because of all the things we've touched on. Being played here. Somerville trying to play it in and couldn't. Morocco will have it back inside their own half. It's 1-1 between the Netherlands and Morocco. Made a mistake there. Throw in here to Dumfries. Dumfries long. Weghorst nods it towards Somerville. Morocco able to head it away. Dumfries. Ten shots to 6 for Morocco. 13 fouls for the Netherlands. 11 Morocco. 4 on goal. Shots on goal for Morocco. 2 for the Netherlands. 24 combined fouls, and yet only one player has been booked in the contest, which is interesting. Trying to get it towards Dumfries. Morocco able to head it away. Nas Salah Ad-Din. If you are wondering and I'm sure you are. And I know it's still very early at extra time, but I figured I might as well just get ahead of everything here. The Netherlands in penalty shootouts, the World Cup. As that ball's played long, Bono went to punch. Still all the way clear. The Netherlands' record in penalty shootouts, well, it's not overly great. Their first World Cup penalty shootout, they lost one in 1998 in the semifinals of the 98 World Cup to Brazil. They did win one shootout. Their one shootout win at a World Cup came in the 2014 quarterfinals against Costa Rica. But they lost to Argentina 4-2 on pens the next round. And then, of course, they lost on penalties to Argentina in the last World Cup. They're now trying to play it forward there. And just for the sake of competitiveness, it's not overly great. It's not great either at European Championships. They've only won one European Championship penalty shootout. That was in the 2004 quarterfinals when they beat Sweden. Their penalty shootout losses in the 92 semis to Denmark, to France in the 96 quarters, and to Italy in the 2000 semifinals. But again, the most recent one was the 22 loss to Argentina. Morocco, of course, their last shootout win. Hold that thought. Morocco's got a chance on the miss. Oh, Rahimi had a perfect opportunity and could not capitalize. What a save. Bart Verbruggen, his third monster save of the night. Has he come up big or has he come up big? Hakimi to take the corner. Here comes the corner, and it's headed away at the far post, near post. Morocco, of course, penalty shootouts for Morocco. They've only had one World Cup shootout. That was 4 years ago when they beat Spain 3-0 in the shootout in the round of 16. The most recent, Morocco's most recent penalty shootout in a major competition was back in January when they beat Nigeria in the Africa Cup of Nations semifinals. That's their record there. They did lose in 2019 to Benin in the round of 16. Reveal out of play there. Also lost on penalties 4-3 to Algeria in the third place match of AFCON in 1988. So it's an interesting record both ways around. Here come the Netherlands now both these teams would prefer to not have it go to penalties. Morocco on the break. Long ball. Can Rahimi get after it? No, Van Dijk's going to get there. Now Morocco with it. Salah Adin. Now over to Talbi. It's Talbi with it. Now touched by Mazraoui as Morocco are just kind of just content of playing it out defensively at the present time. Yeah, if you like, or more importantly, like what you see, or more importantly, what you hear, we'll hit the like button and hit that, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when our upcoming events and watch-alongs are live. Diop, the man who sent us to extra time. Here is Salah Adin. Now Saibari. Salah Adin, now Morocco just trying to play it back. Morocco again, it's El Nui. El Nui now trying to get back. Now it's Mazraoui. Now here is El Inawi. Mazraoui. Again, Morocco just being very, very patient. Now, Saibari, and he gets bumped. Morocco trying to push forward here with Yassine. Yassine, 4 minutes left in plus stoppage in the first period of extra time. Now, I want to go ahead and let you know, working behind the scenes here, that apparently our timer is only going to go to 120 minutes. So when that happens, when it goes to 120, the clock will continue. We have stoppage time, but you won't see it, just to let y'all know about that. There, Veghorst, a little bit too aggressive. Actually, it might have bumped his arm there. I think that's what happened. It bumped the arm of Veghorst. So trying to pass it here. Amy. El Inawi. Now it goes to Talbi. Left-hand side, Talbi. Blocked. Salah Adin. Talbi. It's possessed. Challenge there. El Inawi with it. El Inawi. Now back to Bono in the goal. He could be called upon. We talked earlier about what he did in that shootout against Spain 4 years ago. Could be called upon again. And the night's over. Our first round of 16 matchup will be set. The winner of this one against Canada. Canada, Brazil, Paraguay, the three that have already booked their tickets for the last 16. Fourth spot to be filled tonight. And now is Morocco are just like playing a simple game of catch and patty cakes, what this looks like. My gosh. And the Netherlands are not putting any pressure on, which if you do, it's kind of a high-risk, high-reward situation. You leave yourself vulnerable at the back. But you also you don't want to be snookered like Austria was against Algeria the other night. more bet. Now goes to Illinois. Illinois. Salah Adine. Talby. Saibari. And Van Dyke. There to clean up the mess. Trying to get it into Timber. Kumil Kanan. He's got to be thinking, both these coaches have to be thinking, at what point do you start thinking about getting a penalty taker on as a substitute? Veghorst tried to get over the top on that one and couldn't. We'd wait for a throw-in for the Netherlands. Halfway home, let's see if there's going to be any added time in the first period of extra time. And the answer to that is a whopping no. So we played 15. 15 more coming. Or will we find a winner in these 15, or are we heading for our second penalty shootout of the day in the round of 32? As night descends on Monterey, Bart Verbruggen keeping the Netherlands' World Cup hopes very much alive. So as we continue to march on again, Seth Eaves, delighted to have you with us here for our coverage of the 2026 Men's World Cup. Now, 15 minutes away from the lottery of penalties. If we don't get it winner. Looks like Ronald Koeman's going to use one of his two subs here on Luke Cheryl Gertrudia, 25-year-old who plays for Sunderland in the Premier League on loan from Leipzig, born in Rotterdam. A Dutch champion from his days at Feyenoord. Of course, was a last-minute injury substitution went for Urian Timber. So Ronald Koeman is going to make that roll of the dice. About ready to start the second 15. Still we wait. Still we wait. And Morocco will get us underway. They'll be going from left to right. The Netherlands in the opposite direction. Morocco in white, the Netherlands in orange. Second half of extra time. Morocco now with the ball. Diop. Now the pass from Talby. Now it goes back to El Nawi. El Nawi. El Morbet now with it. Again, just trying to keep possession, pass, maybe hold out for penalties. And Bono, of course, we mentioned, just so great. Did not allow a single penalty against Spain 4 years ago. Hakimi. Only let in 2. 4 taken in the AFCON semi against Nigeria. So Morocco's good at winning. Been pretty good recently in winning shootouts, as we mentioned. Yassine wins it back from the Dutchman, and Gakpo is going through there. Gakpo with the goal gave the Netherlands the lead, and they thought they had won it. Stoppage time had just started, though, when Issa Diop had other ideas. Morocco now back in their own half. It now to Diop. Now El Nawi. El Morbet with it. El Nawi, it's a good long ball. Can Yassine get there? Not quite. Space covered well. Headed away by Hatto. He's trying to run forward here. Weghorst gets his foot into it, but it's dispossessed by Rahimi. These players are giving it their all. The ones that have been on the pitch for all 107 minutes plus have put in a great shift. It's a shame somebody's going to have to lose this match, but that is the way sport works, of course. El Morbet. Morbet now will give it to El Nawi. Nawi now, it's Hakimi. Morbet. Morbet. Nawi now over to Rahimi. Here's Diop. El Morbet. Morocco just kind of taking their time, kind of easing into things. El Nawi. Hakimi. Rahimi. And foul. And free kick Netherlands. They have not made that change yet, by the way, the Netherlands. Trudia has not come on as of yet. But found the mixer there. I think Salah Adine has been busted for a foul, and now here's the change, but it's not going to be Gertrudia. A little bit of mind games for Ronald Koeman. Frankie de Jong's number up. On will come Martin de Roon, the elder statesman at 35, who plays for Atalanta. He's made 340 appearances for that club. Of course, led them to a Europa League crown back in 2024. He has scored 1 goal for the Netherlands. That was in September 2023 in a European Championship qualifying win against Greece. Header away. Dijk tried to get there. Hatto's also trying to get into the mixer. Then Saibari with the win. Now give it to Rahimi. Saibari pulled it away. Did a good job there. El Ainaoui with it. Inside the attacking half. El Ainaoui. Now it is Hakimi. Hakimi to El Ainaoui. Now El Morabet. El Morabet. Here's a cross. Try to get it towards Hakimi. It was defended well, though, by the Netherlands. Gakpo, and Gakpo away. Gakpo, and he is flung to the ground by El Ainaoui, and he has been called for the foul, and looks like we're having a bit of a chat with the referee. 8.5 minutes, just about 8.5 minutes of extra time left. It is still Netherlands 1, Morocco 1 in the World Cup round of 32. 31 fouls now in this match. 16 for the Netherlands, 15 for Morocco. Koopmeiners set to deliver. Koopmeiners, Horst, Gakpo. Can he keep it in? No. And it'll be Morocco ball. And Gakpo continuing to roll down. He might have pulled a hamstring a minute ago, and he looks to still be in a slight bit of discomfort. Well, he's put in a shift, and he has been through the ringer emotionally, and in addition to physically, emotionally, because as you would imagine of what has happened with him. He scored that goal tonight, and it looked like it was going to be enough, but it doesn't. But it was not. And now Gakpo might be done, because now we get a late change. Gakpo and Mazraoui having a chat and an interesting conversation there. And the referee, I think, was looking back saying, I think Gakpo said he's okay, don't sub me off. Or is he? I don't know what the deal is. Gakpo's now walking behind the goal, and he's getting a good ovation for the Dutch fans, as you would expect and hope. Dutch do make one final change and confirmation that it is Gakpo coming off, but it's not going to be Garutia. So that was a big tease from here. It's going to be Justin Kluivert, the Bournemouth man, the son, of course, of the great Patrick Kluivert. So that is Ronald Koeman's roll the dice here. It's Bono. Now it's Hakimi. They now have it just inside of their own half. (115th minute). Morocco now coming forward. It's a good ball. Headed away though. Orange shirt doing its job. This is Amanui. And now here comes Salah Eddin. And commits the challenge on Prevail, and he was trying to tell him to get up. And the injured player says, bro, I can't do that. Now they're going to play dead as Sakini was off to the diagonal ball. And that is Crescencio Somerville, 24-year-old who plays for West Ham. Also played for Leeds. ADO Den Haag. Could he be leaving West Ham? Of course, relegated from the Premier League this past season. 2 goals at this tournament. 1 against Japan, and then 1 against Sweden. Clarence Seedorf, who's working for Fox Television in the United States for this World Cup, a great Dutch player. They just showed him, and he looks about as nervous. And I think everybody that's Dutch and has Dutch soul is going through it right now because they know of the past penalty heartaches. Okay, just passing it around with Rahimi. 1:16:07 on the clock. Now Mazraoui to El Ainaoui. Yassine plays it in. Miners away. Van de Hecke away. Van Hecke away. Morocco fans also very, very nervous. Dutch fans on the edge of their seats. They truly cannot believe this is happening. It was actually, for them, it feels like it was kind of the reverse of that Argentina game 4 years ago. Remember, they were down 2-0 late in that game. And then Weghorst got those 2 very late goals at the end of the 90 to send it to extra time. How's it all going to play out here? Foul is Dumfries. Is in the mixer, and now and the referee is again calling another foul. Again, at the World Cup, the Netherlands have won just 1 out of 4 shootouts. Morocco, 1 for 1 in that department. Again, in case you missed it the first half extra time, the one Dutch shootout win of the World Cup was in 2014 in the quarters against Costa Rica. But the other 3 times they have lost in shootouts to South American teams, to Brazil in the 98 semis, to Argentina in the 2014 semifinals, and then, of course, to Argentina in the quarterfinals. Somerville trying to hook it back towards Kluivert. Could it do it? Now Coop Miners will drag it back to Verbruggen. He's been good. These are 2 pretty good goalkeepers as well, so that might make the shootout interesting. And will it match the shootout drama we had in Boston? That was one of the more dramatic shootouts you'll ever see, as Paraguay eliminated Germany today. There's another big European name about to be heading home by, I would say a less heralded name, but I think it's time to stop calling Morocco that if we're being perfectly honest. They're more than just a plucky squad. They are a threat. Semifinalists 4 years ago, and if they can get by this one, they would be favored to win in the round of 16 and at least go to the quarters, and then we'll see what France does. Netherlands are out of subs, so Ron Koeman cannot use a goalkeeping masterclass like Louis van Gaal did with Tim Krul 12 years ago. Van Dijk to Koopmeiners. Left-hand side, Kluivert. 30 seconds left. Will there be any stoppage time? Van Dijk. Morocco playing back. We've had 120. Is there going to be any extra time? There's going to be 1 additional minute. Again, clock for some reason will not. The timer being stuck. I'll work on that for the next match if it happens. Hakimi chases. So the clock is at 120, but we are still playing. So just do not be alarmed. Morocco fans, hoping that maybe they have one last shot. 35 seconds. It's going to be a Dutch ball, though. It's going to be Coop Miners with it. And whoa. My goodness. Ismail Saibari took a shot somewhere. He's got blood over his face and his jersey. My goodness. Battle scars from quite a night of World Cup action. That cut up like above his eye or something. I'm not sure. Now he's going to get attended to by the training staff here. See if that adds any extra time. He's off the pitch, so they can resume play. It's Coop Miners with a throw. Head down towards Somerville. Good long chase. Or Somerville getting in behind. Not a very good kick. Dumfries was trying to get on the attack too. Couldn't. And sliced out of play. It should be a Morocco throw-in. And now Saibari's back on, and that's it. 120 plus, not enough. We'll need, just as in Boston earlier, we will need penalties to determine who will advance to the round of 16 at the World Cup between the Netherlands and Morocco. My goodness. You want drama? You got it. So, penalties coming up. And you see here, you see on your screen the impromptu on the fly way we're making a scoreboard for a penalty shootout. Might be hard to see the Morocco one. You'll see the parenthesis next to the teams. That indicates the penalty shootout. As Morocco and the Netherlands will take it. That far. Who will leave Monterrey for Houston? One of these two teams, Houston, will mean one step closer to a World Cup. It is worth knowing the Netherlands had, of the 5 that took penalties in Lusail 4 years ago, the Dutch have 3 available tonight. Van Dijk, Coop Miners, and Weghorst. The other two that did were Steven Berghuis and Luc de Jong. Morocco have 2 of the 5 that took penalties for them in their January win against Nigeria, El Ainaoui and Hakimi. The ones that aren't available, Igmane, Ben Seguir, and En-Nesyri. Who is going to step up? It is high drama. A World Cup on the line. So how will this unfold? And again, it is high drama. Captains Van Dijk and Hakimi are now meeting to put the coin, choose which end they want to go, and who goes first, and all that good stuff. Who wins us and chooses which end they want to do it. Having the coin toss right now. Still trying to sort that out here. How will this manic Monday at the World Cup come to a conclusion? Will it be joy for the Orange, or will it be another roar for the Atlas Lions, who are making a habit, and if they win this game, you could then say they're making a habit of knocking out some pretty big European names in this tournament. They conquered the Iberian nations, Spain and Portugal, the two nations that they're going to share hosting duties with the next World Cup. They conquered them, and they could conquer the Dutch here. Netherlands, well, it'll be another list of disappointments for them. First penalty taker is going to be 10 Koopmeiners, who scored his penalty 4 years ago in Lusail. Remember, Bono did not let in a single penalty in Morocco's World Cup shootout in 22 against Spain. Here comes Koopmeiners. First penalty for the Netherlands. It's Koopmeiners, and he just squeezed it in. I am telling you what, that was low, and Bono guessed right, but he just could not reach it. Good start for the Netherlands. 1-0 in the shootout with a goal from Koopmeiners. You feel for Bono a little bit there. And you guess right, and you still could not save it. Tough break. Neil El Ainawi, who scored the penalty in Rabat against Nigeria back in January. Here he goes, in front of the Dutch fans. First penalty. Oh, it's off the bar. Off the bar and out. Advantage to the Netherlands. There's a little too much power in it. Grazed the bar. So now Justin Kluivert, big chance to really put some space between the Dutch and Morocco. It's Justin Kluivert. Hey, he hit the post. Kluivert hit the post. Hits the post, bounced out, and life still for the Lions. Oh. Justin Kluivert. Cannot believe it. And Bono's like, I am lucky. Soufan Rahimi. So get Morocco on the board and make this shootout level. Rahimi against Verbruggen. Rahimi steps up, and Verbruggen has let it in. Oh my goodness! Verbruggen dove, lost the handle of the ball, and via Rob Green some 16 years ago in South Africa, the ball helplessly rolls past him. Is staggering. Wout Weghorst, who took a penalty and scored it against Argentina 4 years ago. The substitute, the big striker. Stepping up. Third penalty for the Netherlands. It's Weghorst. Oh, he's rocketed that in with some style. You talk about hitting it to a point where you can make sure the keeper doesn't get it. Wout Weghorst just did that right there. I mean, my word. Dutch fans happy. They go back in front in the shootout. Oh, Chemsdean Talby. Big moment for the Sunderland man. Takes a deep breath. Can Verbruggen save it and actually hold on to it this time? It's Talby. The answer is no. He didn't even get a hand on it, Verbruggen. Talby scores. 2-2. After 3 rounds, we go into the 4th round of this shootout. And the man stepping up now for the Netherlands is going to be Quinten Timber. And you know he's got to be thinking about his brother Jurien, the Arsenal man, who had to withdraw due to injury, carrying the Timber family name at this World Cup. Can he strike on this 4th Dutch penalty and give the Netherlands the lead back? It's Timber. Oh my goodness, it's woefully wide. I will not mince words. That was a rather pathetic penalty. It's not even close. Man. And Ronald Koeman's like, why Lord me? Raf Hakimi, the captain, scored against Nigeria in January, scored a penalty in Al Rayyan against Spain 4 years ago. Can he give Morocco the edge? No, he can't. He hit the post. I don't believe it. Now, who's going to take this 5th Netherlands penalty? Referee's going back there to check on something. Crescencio Somerville was the one going there. Whatever it was, it's been solved. And now, Crescencio Somerville of West Ham. Well, it was a disastrous club season, but can he make amends for his country and put him on the doorstep of the last 16? Here he comes. Bono the keeper. What can he do with it? Somerville kept out. Bono has kept it out. Morocco are one kick away. Bono barely had to move. And now Morocco on the verge. Ismail Saibari, who has been their main goal-scoring threat, who's played his club football in the Netherlands the last few seasons, heading for greener pastures, if you will, to Bayern Munich when this World Cup's over. Got a chance to be a Moroccan hero right here. Can Bart Verbruggen keep it out? It is Saibari. He scores! More and the rockin' Moroccans are gonna. They're gonna roll the way to Houston. And for the Netherlands, another World Cup that ends in heartbreak. Another penalty shootout setback. And Morocco has made the message loud and clear. The run 4 years ago was not a fluke. They've sent another European giant packing from this World Cup. They did it to Spain and Portugal 2 years ago. They do it to the Netherlands tonight in Monterrey. My God. Can you believe it? Is it World Cup football a bargain? 3 whoopies and a hot dang indeed. Final score from Monterrey, 1-1. Morocco through to the round of 16 to play Canada, 3-2 on penalties. For everyone involved, for Matthew, special thanks as always to Matthew and JT. I'm Seth Eaves. So long for now. We'll catch you in about 14 hours, 13 hours or so for Norway and the Ivory Coast. Tuesday at the World Cup, you've got a lot to live up to.